guys, got the washer here. The problem is it's not wringing out clothes. It's a newer model, so this one is a common problem with the drive block being stripped. The drive block looks like this. See, plastic teeth already worn out. um Anyway, on the older washers, it used to be the transmission or clutch slipping. This is a pretty popular unit. This one's Maytag, but there's a lot of Whirlpool, Canmore, I think Amana uses the same type of drive system. You could try to diagnose it by anyway going into the diagnostic mode, reading the codes. There's a little booklet. Usually it's located right in there. If you stick your hand in there, there's a little spot for a book, and then it's not very easy to read if you've never done it, but you can get into diagnostic mode by turning the knob. I'm not gonna go over reading the codes and running the manual diagnostic. I'm just gonna tell you basically what you could do easier would be is, if you want to make sure that's what happens, is that the basket is stripped. You can take the bolts in the back. This one right here. Then slide the lid forward a little and up and back, and then the lid comes off, and then you just run the regular cycle, and it fills up, it agitates, and when it goes in the spin mode, it usually, leave it, run it with the lid closed, because otherwise you'll get water everywhere. And just when it goes into the spin cycle, if you want to make sure that's what's happening, you can crack the lid a little bit. This top panel, lift it up a little so you can see what the basket is doing. You're gonna hear like 3 times the motor trying to run. Wing, wing, wing. I know it's not perfect motor sound, but it's pretty close. And anyway, the basket what will happen is, instead of the basket, the whole tub spinning, only agitator will spin really fast. Usually agitator goes back and forward. This is gonna be like 3 times. It will try 3 times, and you'll get the error codes. Usually it's basket speed fault. So it means it's tried to spin, but the basket is not moving, and it'll go in error mode. So anyway, a lot of talking, get to the work here. So this one has a long agitator. Some of them just have a little cap. You pop that cap off, and then you get a bolt there. I think the hardest part is getting the old drive block and the agitator off. So you unscrew that screw, and this one happened to be just a plastic agitator, so it doesn't have a good, you gotta wiggle it still a little bit to get it off. Anyway, the inside is kind of gross, but it's all plastic. Some other brands use the metal piece, and that one is a lot harder to get off. See, it has metal here, metal teeth. I've seen some of them where it's corroded and the metal, this shaft is it's already stripped, so the agitator is kind of wobbling. I wouldn't recommend fixing that, because you would have to replace the whole shaft bearing and all that. A lot more work. Anyway, I would just go with a new $400 washer. But this one, you could this looked a lot worse here before, so I sprayed some water, scrubbed it. So basically you pull this pin out, it wasn't too bad, and then I take these screws out. This came off pretty easy, just pop it off. I found it the hardest part is in this whole job is taking the agitator off and putting the new drive block on. So I learned by trial, because I couldn't find anything on YouTube. Basically what I did is, I'm going to do it one more time here. Okay, put it back on. So I put this the screw back on, and I threaded it almost all the way in. Just a couple turns, I left it off because this agitator would not come up. It's like you gotta pull it perfectly straight up. It's hard to grab. Anyway, what I did, I took the hammer. Anyway, and hit it, and hit it on that. What that does, it makes the center shaft go down really quickly. If you have somebody who can help you pull on it at the same time when you're tapping on it, this will start coming up to the point where the screw will hold it eventually. Then you can undo the screw a little bit more, tap on it. If you put the screw just a couple threads in and tap on it, you're probably gonna break the thread. So that's why I recommend putting the screw almost all the way in, and then just when it touches the agitator, and then just a couple turns back, so you have only a couple millimeters gap, and then tapping on it. Fairly heavy, I think I had to hit it, but the agitator popped off eventually, and I could get it off by hand later. So this is, I think the hardest part of the whole job was to get this agitator off. I think I'm gonna name the video how to get the agitator off. Okay, and actually this job was pretty easy because it was plastic and it's already kind of worn out, so it wasn't too hard. This guy, I don't want to take the whole thing off again just for the video, but I'll tell you that I ordered 2 more of these, and I was thinking, oh, this is round and these have these weird star, you know, like so it's like this is wrong part, so I ordered another one. Same thing came in, and then I decided to just try put it on, because it wouldn't go all the way on. It would be like a 1/2 inch gap. I stick it in there, lining up with the holes, and it wouldn't go in. So what I did, I put okay, this wasn't in there, the latch, whatever it's called, pin. I put all the screws in, and I would start tightening like the car wheel, just this and this, just a little bit, and then this and this crossways, this and this, and then go back to this and this, and just so but you don't want to just use one screw all the way, torque it all the way down, because you will strip something. So one screw at a time, crossways. Eventually the whole drive block went all the way down and tight to the drum. And yeah, now it's just putting it back together, and this is it, guys. This took me half an hour. I think in the past I've spent an hour and a half. It depends how hard to get the agitator off, but this can be done. And so if the drum spins 3 times, it tries to spin fast, and the agitator spins but the drum doesn't, you know, your drive block probably looks something like this. So because I'm not surprised, because it's plastic. So alright, good luck, guys. Subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.